brave one, and I will follow.
Ours is to smile at your passing, friend.
Aha! A fellow Nord. I trust you're bringing the fight to the Empire? Talon, another round.
I think you've had plenty, Volwolf. Maybe you should head on home.
And in! And here I was think
give me
never
some
slept.
drink, or I'll have your head on a pike.
Suit yourself.
Oh, it's you again. What in blazes do you want?
Divine smile on you, friend.
Really? What did you find out?
Why don't they listen to me, ᵯᴑᴆᴆ? Why won't they do as I say?
An old Dwemer gateway? Like a magical portal of some kind? I guess those men didn't want to attack Riften after all. What happened next?
Make peace with them soon, you may get a walkout on your hands. Then we'll both be in trouble.
Falskar? Not many speak of that place these days, but I've heard of it. A whole new land full of opportunities and adventure.
It's getting dangerous outside.
I envy you, friend. I've still got a lot left in me, but I can't travel much. Perhaps one day I will have to visit this land. Whether you meant to or not, you've solved the mystery of those men. Thank you for that. I can rest knowing the city isn't being plotted against.
You should head on home.
See ya.
Stupid lizard. I said give me some more drink, or I'll have your head on a pike.
Oh, it's you. Come to extort more from me? New around Riften? Take my advice. Stay at the Bee and Bard. The bunkhouse isn't for you.
You want to talk to me? After
Yes?
everything you've done?
Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Oh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Oh, you must be new to Riften. Well, if you're looking for marital guidance, I suggest you speak to Maramal or Dinya.
Maybe they're afraid of you.
I can't seem to get a single soul into Mara's embrace.
They always try to
I
take
think I'm
advantage.
cursed.
Give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
I'll tell you one thing. If you don't make peace with them soon, you may get a walkout on your hands. Then we'll both be in trouble.
As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love.
Another round.
But I
think you've
can't
had
seem to
plenty,
keep a
Volwolf.
single couple together.
You should head on home.
You stupid lizard. I I said give me some more drink, or I'll have your head on that pike.
Suit yourself.
That's exactly the problem. I love Dinya, but I'd rather scrub the floors with my tongue than pass out another one of her obnoxious letters. She's already passing some of Brielle's work on to me so he can focus on marital guidance. No, I've got to make this whole matchmaker thing work. Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway too. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Well, I didn't really have much use for my old name, so when I met Sapphire, I decided to change my name too. Green eyes, Jade. It doesn't take a college mage to figure out that gems make pretty names for girls. That's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggests that I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was, and what I've done. Do you want the short answer, or the long one? It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, and I don't just mean siblings. I didn't have any contact with other children. So when I joined the guild, I felt like they were the brothers, sisters, and friends I never had. We lived in a house as big as a palace, but it felt so empty. Every day I'd sit in my room, listening to the other children playing outside. It was like slow torture. So one day I ran down the stairs and sprinted past the gate guard, just following those peals of laughter. That was the thing. When I found them, I thought they'd let me join in, but they wanted nothing to do with me. Does it matter? All it was another rejection. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and make me study. That was the extent of their parenting. But I'd always find a way out. Sometimes the books even helped. Some taught me how locks were made, and some showed me how locks are broken. Both helped me pick them. And after a while, not only could I exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely. They had me pick locks. I was good at that, but bad at dealing with the consequences. Well, I didn't want to steal from people, but I also didn't want to betray my new friends. So at first, I'd do the job and leave the mark a bit of gold. But a lot of these items were sentimental. They meant something. I could tell, just by looking at their faces the next day. That hurt more than anything. One day, Vex asked me to do a heist job at the Temple of Mara. She didn't tell me what it was I was stealing, just that it was valuable. That night, Dinya and Marimal were at the Bee and Barb, preaching to the patrons. Brielle was showing the temple to a young couple. I stole away into the back, where the living quarters are, if you could call them that. These were not people of wealth. The items Vex wanted weren't even in a strong box. They were on a dresser, right next to a bouquet of flowers. They were wedding rings. When I realized that's what Vex wanted, my heart stopped. I couldn't do it. It seemed wrong. I quit. Right then and there. I threw off my hood, cursed Vex, and turned around. That's when I saw Dinya, standing in the doorway. And she did what she always does. What I always needed, but never got from my mother. She hugged me. And I knew then I'd found a home. I know the difference between luck and curses. Bad luck is rain at a picnic, ataxia on your first date. Bad luck can throw love off course, but it can't capsize a ship the way a curse can. Well, take Aaron, for instance. A dashing man saves the life of a beautiful warrior in a story fit for the tales. Not only that, but he gets her to move in with him. At this point, the wedding's just a formality. Well, the first mistake was he asked for my counsel. His second mistake was following it. Literally. When I said don't leave her side, I didn't mean her backside. A man has to lead. Somehow the poor soul managed to gain her confidence, her trust, her friendship, but not her love.
They say in Riften, everybody keeps their head covered and pointed at the floor.
You sound awfully pleased about that. Is there something I should know? Wait, don't tell me. I'd just ruin it. Tell that to ᵯᴑᴆᴆᴇᴆ. He still blames me for ruining his chances with Helga, as if that weren't his own fault. Helga likes big, strong men. As for ᵯᴑᴆᴆ, well, the other day I think I hurt my shoulder just looking at him. Well, there's Sviddy. She sought Mara's blessing to guide her marriage with Sibby. Even I saw that one coming. Although not the murder part. Then there's Svanna, who suffers from the same disease that Sviddy did. She also wants Mara's blessing. Why can't Sibby's lovers go to Brielle for once? Okay. I suppose anything is better than handing out Dinya's letters. All right. If you need me, I'll follow. You don't go anywhere dangerous, do you? Can I retract my earlier statement? This robe isn't designed to ward off dragonfire. Or anything, for that matter.
I still can't believe you've been all the way to Falskar. I've barely even left Skyrim.
Yes?
What do you want?
Excuse me, Sarah. Have you seen my pa? Oh, he was trading at the market stalls, and then he was gone. And I can't find him. But he's got red hair, like me, and a big bushy beard. Oh, won't you help me find him? He's got a scar on his chin shaped like a star, and a big fat belly. Well, Paul's always drinking and coming home late. And maybe he's over at the inn, but urchins like me ain't allowed inside. Just head on over there. I'll be right behind you. Notice what? I don't need money. I told you Pa has a big belly and keeps me fed. You need to get your eyes checked, Captain. Seems to me like you're just a big bully harassing some poor kid. Maybe you tried to kidnap me and I stuck you where the sun don't shine. Or you can let me slip off without a fuss and we'll be as merry as a mid-year morning. Sounds like you're stolen till a guard walks past and nabs me. Why risk it? What's in it for me? Fair trade, Captain. For a few clink, I'll seem like a sparrow. So what do you want? I don't much do big jobs. I'll take what I need, and most people here don't have much of value, except to themselves anyway. But this one time, some big merchant came marching into the city, fat as anything, and behind him was a caravan full of all sorts of treasures. I managed to pinch the biggest ruby I've ever seen from him, while he was slobbering all over the meats in the market, and on Helga's backside. But one of the bigger boys ducked me into next to us and took the gem. Big as a scrib it were too. Still, the guards lopped off his head on the way out of the city, so don't feel too sore about it. He beat me bloody and stole me riches. Then he was stupid enough to get caught. I wouldn't have got caught. What do you want for it? Mule caught me pinching her pockets once. I thought I were in for it, but she gave me a gold piece and told me to get some food. Just like that. Talk to her if you're needing a strong arm. But I was a sailor with a kid in every port from Skyrim to ᵯᴑᴆᴆᴇᴆ. One of them ports is Windhelm, and one of them kids is me. Ma's a skooma fiend. She likes to go where the skooma is. One day she went off into the ratways to get us some more, and never came back. Probably murdered for the clique she had on her. Or maybe it was the skooma that done her in. Don't matter all that much to me. If she showed up here tomorrow night, right as rain, I'd spit right in her face and tell her to go kiss a daydruff. I'll take care of myself. So they could take a big chunk of my spoils. I do just fine on my own. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in Beggar's Row. Would be aces if Edda didn't snore. But also, my problem, if she showed up here tomorrow, I heard the lady that runs it is a hag raven that gobbles up stupid children. Besides, no one would want to adopt a dirty gutter snake with broken teeth and blood under her nails. Not with the likes of cute, sweet Runa around. Right as rain, Captain. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in Beggar's Row. would be aces if Edda didn't snore. What was this? My problem? If she showed up here tomorrow night, right as rain, I'd spit. Ain't that right? All I need is my scabbard and a mind to tell me when to use it. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in bed. What was this? My problem? If she showed up here tomorrow, so you wanted them bleeding hearts to pinch symptoms from all the time then? I got my scabbard, my wits, and all my fingers. I don't get lonesome. Right as rain. You're joking? There will always be that stinker of a fool ready to pat my head and lose their purse. Or a fellow sneaky type wanting the freshest news that's trickled down into the gutter. And when fools are short, there's always skeevers to eat. Cook up nice with a touch of pilfered garlic and a dab of lifted lavender. Lots of skeevers in the Warrens. I don't like it down there though. Full of crazies and some mage type who sets my spine a-tingling. Yeah, Dagger's something. All the sneaks afraid of him. And I don't much like him either. You joke. Or a fellow when lots of skeevers in the Warren. What you want to hear? That I want to be some big famous adventurer or some whale and bard crooning for the Jarl of Solitude. Those are stupid kid dreams. You joke. Or a fellow when lots of skeevers in the Warren. Of course. A good bit of information lets me now steal more than some old stolen plates or a pair of pilfered pants. You're joking. Or a fellow when lots of skeevers in the... Ha! Keep that to yourself or fine upstanding citizens will start checking you for woofy bits. Riften is a stink hole. Full to bursting with suckers of all kinds. You got the lovers coming in all trussed up to get trotted at the temple, giggling like maids. You got the guards who don't know a dog from a dragon, and the city folk who seem to want to get robbed blind. Yeah, well, neither can I. I do what I have to get by. Not everyone gets to snuggle up in the warm beds with Mama and Papa reading them some foolish story about heroes and maidens and loincloths. What do you want for it? Oh, alright. Thanks, I suppose. See you later, Captain. Yeah?
Trees. They're beautiful here. Reminds me of autumn at home.
I've got all sorts of weapons for the discerning marksman. What can I get you? Take a look. Until next time.
It moves, but it does not step. The dust does not stir, and the floor sleeps. Knives is surprised to learn it is not the cat. Its mouth is much noisier than its feet. One will get it killed far before the other. It is not a gadget, so it depends on its eyes. It can only see what's in front, but knives hear. 20 paces to the east, a thief scratches his ears. 50 paces further, a beggar sighs and counts his coins. 2 stories above, a couple says their vows, while underneath in the catacombs, a widow weeps for her husband. The cat hears, mind knows, minutes before anything is seen. Its eyes can only see the past, but Knives' ears know the future. Knives did not part from his childhood on good terms, and was forced to flee. Senchal to the south promised good loot, but the Tenmar forest is unforgiving to those who are not seasoned warriors. So he went north, roaming the savannah, and played the role of common burglar. North he continued to travel, a stranger in strange lands. He had followed the water until he reached the Imperial City. There, the pockets were stingy, and the locks highly irritable. They grew angry at the slightest touch, and Knives wondered if he should return to Elsweyr, where every lock knew his name. That was when Bandar smiled upon him, and granted him another path. Knives found a book labeled Shadow Marks, and it made promises of easy loot. The Grey Foxwort and Cyrodiil, Drina, are their door frames not made of stone? Thieves carve these marks on the door frames of homes and buildings to tell others what lies behind them, whether it be danger, loot, or offense. Knives' ears can tell them the future, but they cannot hear the past. These shadow marks, they tell him a bit of both. There are very strong personalities in the guild. Knives prefers this, so that he may operate unnoticed. Vex, Sapphire, and Tonelia remind Knives of the Pamar rat. Loyal, but fearsome. Delvin and Viper love to talk, while Vigel and Brynjolf are eager to listen. Dirge and Thrinn are the muscle, and they will not hesitate to flex. Rune's past is a curiosity, but one that seems to have no answer. Cynric has been with the guild longer than most, yet he lacks the qualities to lead. If there is one it should avoid, it is the Bosmer, Nirun. That one is more spoiled than Sibi Blackbriar. His palate is used to fine cheeses and wines, and complains that everything here tastes like cat urine. Knives might have something to do with that. Knives does not like complainers, nor does he enjoy losing a bet. True, they say the Khajiit are born into the guild. Knives thinks he was born an assassin, raised a prowler, and adopted by thieves. Knives was the last of a litter of 3, and slew the one who gave birth to him. From that day, his fur was marked with blood. Many would say the same, if not for the mane on his back. It runs crimson, while his father's wear grey. It was an ill omen, and Knives' father was a superstitious cat. The very sight of this one threw him into a rage. On those nights, he would wander the village sands, waiting for the new sun to warm them. He was drawn to the back alleys, and the aroma of the moon. If he was tired or hungry, he warmed his way through the crowd outside the skooma huts, picking the pockets of those who had one too many. Only one night, he picked the wrong pocket. It belonged to a servant of cities. Yes, he convinced Knives he was right side up, when in truth, he was upside down. Knives did not know this, because the cat always landed on his feet. To heed the call of the Black Sacrament, and to young Knives, taking a life was no different than stealing a coin. Young Knives was eager to please his mentor, so he killed without remorse. He would have kept killing if Razir paid him what he was worth. Some say Knives should not have betrayed Razir, but it was Knives who was betrayed first. But why kill him? Well, it was easier for Knives to murder his mentor than to tell him no. Not so, for a true thief attracts no attention. Knives sought out Delvin and used the shadow marks to guide him. There was one mark of great interest to Knives. 2 circles intersecting a diamond. The mark of the protected. Knives found such a mark on the barrel of a house near Solitude. It belonged to a thane named Eriku. A thane of such importance would have valuables locked in a safe, along with documents that tied him to certain parties. It was a good omen. While Locks asked Knives to listen to the dance of Tumblr to convince a safe to open, he need only listen for its heartbeat. In fact, Knives was almost out the door when his legs felt heavy as bricks. His toes tingled, and soon they lost all feeling. It seems both his ankles had been struck by an ice spike from Erika's personal wizard. The wizard called the guards and woke the thane. There had been reports of a thief in the area, and the guards speculated Knives was the culprit. Knives did not protest. He simply recommended that the thane first check the contents of the safe before making such a hasty decision. He glanced curiously at the wizard before rushing back upstairs. When he returned, he screamed at the guards to let Knives free. "This Khajiit is my guest," he railed. "And if you so much as damage even a whisker, I will have every single one of your heads. The guard released Knives and left the residents shaking their heads. The wizard, confused, turned to his master. I thought the safe was emptied yesterday, he said, to help pay for last night's fete. Not anymore, the Thane replied, tossing a gem to the wizard, for our guest has been kind enough to fill it. Knives steals for the guild and carves those shadow marks in the doors that have none. On some occasions, he will even cook. Usually, Knives saves his talents for special meals, like when an enterprising thief steals a vintage wine or a barrel of imported delicacies. In fact, Knives' fondest memory is the day a disgruntled fisherman sold Donilia a crate of fresh meringar. It is a rare fish that inhabits the Sea of Coasts, a week's voyage from the coast. Knives prepared the fillet with chives, parsley, and a drop of lemon, and served it with a side of fresh tomatoes. The walls of this sewer drank in that aroma for weeks. Not a single complaint could be heard in the flagon. Even Nirun managed to keep his mouth silent. Ah, that was a good time to be Knives. Azir told this one he was an assassin of the Dark Brotherhood, a remnant of the Corinthi Sanctuary in Elsweyr. The sanctuary had been shut down by the Black Hand, and without a guild or disciple, he said he wished to pass on his knowledge. He taught this Khajiit the tools of the trade, mostly how to listen, how to find a single sound in a cacophony of noise. A whisper in a tavern, a rattle of a coin purse, a footstep in a crowd. So much information in a single step. The step conveyed where a person was, where he was headed, and how anxious he was to get there. Yet it was not all Knives was taught. Razir showed this Khajiit how to read, how to charm, and even how to cook. Yes, there are people in life who will do everything to help one succeed, and those who will use him for their own success. It turns out, these people look exactly the same. The honey from Golden Glow is the secret ingredient to Blackbriar mead. Burning the apiaries was necessary, but it will set production back. Until next time, good friend, this is an honor. You did well to rough up the locals. They need to know who's in charge. And to have power over another is a delicious morsel indeed. Knives used to enjoy such work. Now he does not like it so much. What fun is it if the victim simply hand Knives the loot? He prefers to smile and shake their hand while the other cleans their pocket. Knives thinks Brynjolf will be the better choice, but he means no slight. It is an excellent thief, a tremendous warrior, and a true leader. But it does not live here, sleep here, or manage the day-to-day. That one is who should make the decisions. Farewell. Until next time. So it would seem. From cat burglar to cat bird. It perches high above the rest of the litter. Make it quick. Farewell. Farewell. Greetings. Some people prefer Hunting Brew to Blackbriar and will fight to the death with anyone who says otherwise. The Khajiit are similarly obsessive about their sweets and their skooma, and knives once killed a man over just such an argument. If nothing else, its actions will end the debate and save some poor fool's life. Good. Knives is pleased he will not have to slit the Dunmer's throat. Her voice is like honey to his ears. Until next time. Good friend, this is an honor. Farewell.
Even if you're one of us, you better not make trouble.
I had a medal. It had someone's face on it. I threw it away after. It didn't help. He'll tell you, just ask. You don't even need to ask. He'll tell you anyway.
Bucket, knife, book, ink pot, stone. No, no, no.
I'm gonna eat well tonight, my darling.
What do you want? You've caused enough trouble. Yes?
Need something?
Yeah, you need something?
Sorry, lad. I've got important things to do. We'll speak another time.
Hey, good to see you.
We haven't met. It's kind of an amusing tale. I was making my way down the road from Iverstead towards Riften, and I saw Vex fighting off a couple of wolves. Well, there were 8 of them, and she'd already killed 3 by the time I joined the fight. Together, we made short work of him, and the last one limped away licking its wounds. Actually, that's when she politely asked me to hand over my coin purse. Can you imagine? We scuffled for a while, broke each other's weapons, and finally fell to the ground exhausted. Indeed. After a few minutes, she looked me dead in the eye and asked me if I wanted to join the guild. Just like that. No apologies.
I have everything you asked for.
Something told me I wouldn't regret it. I had heard the guild was back on its feet again, and most of Skyrim under its belt. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to cross blades with Vex again, but I certainly wouldn't mind a bit of a scuffle. Offer some wine, eh? Drink one for me.
Oh, no. You don't look so impressive to me. I mean, you're no Grey Fox, but you must be doing something right.
I've got important things to do.
Finally, another tower can get...
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
Divine smile on you, friend.
Yes? Greetings, traveler.
Please.
I don't think we've met.
don't have anything
My
to
name's Kayleen.
Oh, you poor
That's
thing.
right, the
Come by
Kayleen.
the temple
Professional
and my
bard,
husband and I will
playwright,
take you
and
there.
stage actress. Okay, I'm really just a beggar, but you didn't hear that from me.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here. Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
Well, the Nords value hard work. Some people like it when a beggar shows a little gumption. If I say I'm an artist, the locals do their best to keep my name on the wind. No, why try to reinvent the wheel? Why not make it faster and
Please.
rounder?
I don't have anything to eat.
We try and improve on the old favorites. For instance, last week me and some of the other beggars did a stirring rendition of Fiori and Holger. Only in this play, Fiori was a vampire and Holger was the sun. Earned us 2 septims apiece. We ate real good that night.
Beautiful baubles.
Absolutely.
and
A
gleaming
beggar is nothing
gemstones
without her
over
patrons,
here.
and I owe everything I have to the townsfolk here. That's why, as a pretend artist, I do my best to give them more of what they want. Namely, me. Sometimes that means running around with a bucket on my head. Other times, I'm using that bucket as a drum.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
My luck may be down, but my spirits are high. But they'll feel even higher with a coin or two. Thank you, traveler. What would you like me to perform?
Looking to stay alive? Why take a
Excellent!
chance?
This one is called In the Clouds.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
If you're looking for a
Once was
handout,
simple
you'll want to speak
farmer
with my
who
husband.
ruled with an
If you're
iron
looking for
foot
company,
and made sure
I
that his
suppose I could do
livestock
worse.
were acting as they should. The sheeps were always sheepish, the plants planted in the ground. The ducks were always ducking, and the horses horsed around. All
Having
across the
fun-
farm they
Sorry.
did their namesakes
What do you need, my
proud.
friend?
I'll save the wistful farmer whose head was in the clouds. Would you like to hear a performance?
Buy some armor and live to tell
Thank
about
you,
it.
traveler. What would you like me to perform? This one is called Fiori
Jewelry
and
with
Holger.
legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Do not approach me.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
But my dear, it is I, ᵯᴑᴆᴆᴇᴆ, your one true love.
All meats guaranteed.
Then why does it hurt to look at you?
Buying and selling fine
Well,
jewelry
that
here.
is because you are a vampire, and I am the sun.
Buy some armor and live to
You
tell
said
about it.
I was the sun.
Fresh meats and
No, I said you were my sunshine. Occasionally you fill me with a burning hot passion. Although I suppose that is not unusual, given I am a ball of fire.
I too feel something burning inside me.
Visiting Riften?
Well, that's your
All are
heart.
welcome at the
Because
Temple
you
of
love
Mara.
me, but also because you're a vampire.
buying and selling fine
And that
jewelry
concludes
here.
today's show.
All meats guaranteed.
Looking to stay
Music,
alive?
play.
Why take
Thank
a
you,
chance?
Traveler. What would you like me to perform? Many thanks. I'll do my best. Thank you, Traveler. What would you like me to perform?
Beautiful baubles
All right,
and
this
gleaming
one's called
gemstones
Winter
over
in
here.
Whiterun.
Some produce. Get them before they're gone.
The Stormcloaks and Imperials sat in their little camps. Not a single creature was stirring, not even the muddy crabs. Ulfric scratched his beard and Talius clutched his back, as neither man was man enough to begin the day's attack. But then there came a dragon from the ancient days of yore, and it ate up all the people on both
it's you.
sides of
Come
the
to
war.
extort more from me?
Can I help you? Thank you, Traveler. What would you like me to perform? Certainly. This play is called A Beggar No More.
Armor and live to tell about it.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones over
Hark!
here.
Are you a beggar? If so, I am obligated to shower you with gold.
Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
Oh, well, me lord, I am hungry like a beggar, and I smell like a beggar, but perhaps after a shower I won't smell so much. Yes, that is why I am going to shower you, because you smell. But if I don't smell no more, me lord, does that mean I won't be a beggar?
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
How should I know? Do I look like Septimus Cygnus to you?
Fresh meats
Buy
and
some
produce.
armor and live to tell
As a matter of fact, me lord, you do.
If you want my opinion on Blackbriar Mead, I have nothing bad to say. I'd rather not go to bed
That's
missing a
because I
toe.
am. And you're blind.
And that concludes today's show. Thank you, Traveler. What would you like me to perform? Thank you. This one is called
Jewelry with
One of
legendary
Us.
Why
Argonian
take a chance?
craftsmanship. Vegetables as crisp as a winter.
Stop! A thief!
Having fun
And
in the
all
far-off
Riften
land of
came to a
Falska?
stop. The end.
Protect yourself right. Buy
Thank
armor
you,
from
Traveler. What would you like me
Buying
to
and selling
perform?
fine
This play
jewelry
is called
here.
The Jarl and the Jarless.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
Wait, hold on. What's a Jarless?
Looking to stay alive? Why take a
Oh,
chance?
it's you. Come to
I
extort more
think
from
she
me?
means there ain't no Jarl. As in, this hold is Jarl-less.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian
But there is a Jarl.
craftsmanship.
More than one, in fact. Men and women.
Maybe that's what a Jarless is. A woman. Like a prince and a princess.
But Jarl Layla is a Jarl, not a Jarless.
Then her husband, if she had one, would be a Jarless.
But only one person can make the law. Who's on top and who's on bottom?
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
All meats guaranteed.
The less we know, the better.
Would you like to hear a performance? Thank you, traveler. What would you like me to perform? Wonderful. This one is called The Beggar Prince. And that concludes today's show.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
Wait, is that the one about the prince who became a beggar, or the beggar who became a prince?
Is there a difference?
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Well, yes. One's a diamond in the rough, the other's a well-polished rock.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before.
No, I meant there's no difference. As in, it's the same story. The prince and the beggar just switch places.
Why in oblivion would they do that?
I hope your adventures in Falskar are proving to be bountiful.
Simple. To control the price of diamonds.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
And that concludes today's show. Can I help you? Thank you, traveler. What would you like me to perform? Farewell.
Please. Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that so bad?
All meats guaranteed, clean and free from
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. All right, then.
Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim. Always as fresh as the day it was collected. Thanks again for the
I'm a dirty beggar. Why would you want to even speak to me?
Sugar and sands, friend. Can I interest you in a bouquet of flowers for your special someone?
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone. Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones.
Many types. Blue ones, purple ones, white ones. Every color and smell you could ask for. But why would you ask for something specific? That is not romantic. Why not buy them all and give your love a special surprise? I don't know. There are too many purple ones to keep track of. Yes, some will kill you if you eat them. But so do swords, and the blacksmith is still allowed to sell them.
Looking to stay alive? Why take
I
a
am in no
chance?
hurry. Business is good. Many people know that without flowers, they will die miserable and lonely. If my words are fast, it is because that is the way. I was taught by my mother that a trader must manage their store as if their fur was on fire. I must sell for tomorrow's profits as much as today's. You never know when the lean times will come.
Protect yourself right. Buy
Love is like the seasons. There are winters and springs. When people don't buy flowers, things go bad and everyone hates each other. This is winter. I tell them, spring never comes because they are not buying flowers, but they are poor, so they try talking to their spouse instead. This is why Helga's bed is never cold and the wives are being cheated on. Helga does not bother with the talking. She just buys flowers and puts them under her frock. Sometimes, other times she will stick a cucumber in her mouth and go home with your husband. But these things are expensive. Flowers are not. Helga is my best customer, although it is not because she buys the flowers. The men of Riften buy the flowers so their wives do not notice they are coming home wearing Daedric boots. Some, like Bercy, do not even associate with Helga, but they are so pathetic that flowers are the only thing keeping their marriage together. The bachelors come here too, because they know without flowers, their amulets of Mara might as well be a garland of anchovies. Yes, they were not wealthy, but they had a prosperous marriage, as they were never short on flowers. You could learn something from them. Father was a gardener, but every night he would steal a red flower for my mother. Naturally, they could not keep their claws off each other. But to answer your question, we learned to save our coin when it was plentiful. Just as the squirrel gathers nuts to prepare for the winter.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
That is also wise. In Skyrim, life is short. That is what the priests say. You can't make love to your money. Let a fool like me hold on to it.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
The flower is a natural aphrodisiac. More potent than wine, cheaper than diamonds. Liquor will make you shed your inhibitions. The flower will make you lose all control of them.
Looking to stay alive? Why take
It is a fine lure, but like the flower, all things wilt over time. The novelty of your body is the same, but unlike the flower, you cannot buy a new body, not unless you pay a face sculptor. Flowers are much cheaper.
Tell about it.
Yes, but remember why you are here. Customers should talk less and buy more. No, I am in business for myself. I am not here to make love. I am the love of my life. Go find me a Mira, and I will kiss it. But you love many things, and those things require flowers to keep them happy, or they will find someone else. Someone with flowers.
Looking to stay alive? Why take
I told you, I am already married to you, Shari. The only bottom I lick is my own. Show me my back so I can pet myself on it. Why? There is nothing to know. Talking to me will not make you happy. Buying from me will.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Fine, but know that I am being very nice to you, and a good person would return the favor. Some refuse to talk to me, but the Riften is a city with lizards, beggars, elves, and thieves. I work with the temple. I am the least of their concerns. One time, I bumped into the one they call Wolf Snowshad. He started screaming, and chunks of his dinner started to rain on my face. I was not wearing a hat, so this rain was very uncomfortable. I could have covered my face with my hands, but they were busy elsewhere. I did not have to sell as many flowers that day. I do not have time to do anything else. I must work to earn gold, or I will not last the day. I scratch and I claw.
Buy some armor.
I am not a burly adventurer like you. I am not a whore like Helga. I cannot flex my muscles or open my legs and be guaranteed a warm bed. I am like the one who pushes the millstone. I am a grinder. I grind for coins, and every day is a grind.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming
It matters not. I am my own soulmate. The only fur I pet is my own. If I see my face in your eyes, I will lick them. Yes, but remember why you are here. Customers should talk less and buy more. A relationship troubles? Flowers are just the remedy. told you I need help. I have sold bells to Nernrut. I do not need advice from one who tramples flowers instead of picking them.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
So, you want to share in the profits. I will not be your minion, but you can be mine. It is much better if you work for me. This way your honey will not be jealous of the pretty Khajiit who bends to your whim. There is a famous flower in Whiterun called Zora's Cotton. Bring this to me, and I will consider giving you the day off sometime next year.
All meats, guaranteed. Clean and free from rock joints.
There is a special today on everything. You must buy it to get it. All right then.
Why take a chance?
I am very good at spotting liars. I will keep this cotton you have given me as punishment and slash your wages in half. What is half of 0? Whatever it is, that is how much you make now. There is a special on mountain flowers this week. Buy 100, get 1 free. All right then.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
What do you want?
If you're looking for anything to sell for a fair price, I run the pawned prawn over by the market.
Hail, companion.
Aha, a fellow Nord. I trust you're bringing the fight to the Empire?
You look like you could use a drink.
It's you again.
What do you say to some cheap mead?
I hope your adventures in Falskar are proving to be bountiful.
Ours is to smile at your back. You have some nerve coming back here after what you did to Kirava.
You have vanquished a great evil from Skyrim. You have saved this land and our very souls. There's fine steel at the Scorched Town if you fan.
Need something?
Make it quick.
I'm Riften's appointed steward. How can I help you?
Did we have an appointment? No.
You've been a good friend to me.
Was it delivery?
That means something.
I can't remember.
Greetings. Hey! What do you think you're doing, dragging those muddy boots in here? This is the Jarl's Keep for Debella's sake. Oh no, and an adventurer of all things. You're not diseased, are you? By the gods, I just got over that case of ataxia, and now this. Do you promise? I'm not sure I believe you. Well, Andrea always says the same, and the next day she's tracking Divine's know-what in here again. My RK, I feel a tickle in my throat. What does that mean? Is it bloodlung? The blight? But I can't leave until I finish sweeping the hall. What if I die before then? I mean, you look okay, but you also look strong. What if the disease has to be cured right away? What if it can't be cured? By the gods, it isn't lycanthropy, is it? Do my palms will carry to you? I better ask Dinya as soon as I finish for today. I'm Dirasi, the Jarl's maid. If you want to talk to someone important, try the steward. I just set the table and sweep the floors. I don't even live here. Normally maids sleep in the servants' quarters, but I usually stay at the Temple of Mara. I won't sleep on a bed of any kind. They're a perfect hiding place for a hive of yellow ticks. It's her crazy experiments. I can't go near her counter without catching something or other. And the way she hoards things and then just leaves them out for days. I just don't understand it. Why does a Jarl even need a court wizard? Mages can't be trusted. You ever read about the ᵯᴑᴆᴆᴇᴆ plague? It was created by a Slode, but I'd bet my life he was also a mage. Of course you would say that. You're probably one of them. Mages always stick together, always insist everything is safe. That's what's so scary. I trust the Jarl, the steward, and the housecarl, but what do they know about magic? The court wizard could be doing harmless research, or plotting to kill the lot of us, and no one would know the difference. It's not paranoia. I was bedridden for the last 3 weeks with ataxia. My employer, I mean the Jarl, was very angry. There was so much dust. Before that, it was the rattles. I got too close to one of Valandria's Jarls and inhaled some kind of spore. Before I got the rattles, it was rockjoint, and before that, it was collywobbles. In the brief time I've been maid at Miss Vale Keep, I've gotten Dampworm and the Droops, Witbane and Witherfoot. I've survived this long through perseverance, not paranoia. I dust the floors and wipe the tables, wash the dishes and change the linens. I make sure to clean every nook, cranny, crack, and corner of this place, and sometimes it's still not enough. It depends. The dust tends to gather around the corners, and that's easy to sweep up. The court likes to feast, but nobility generally keeps the dining area clean. Thankfully, my duties don't extend to the barracks. The rug is a different story. It's not as easy to spot dust and dirt, and even harder to get out stains. Valandria offered to make some sort of liquid soap concoction out of goat fat and lavender, but thankfully she forgot about it. Of course, that's part of the problem. That wizard is always forgetting about her experiments. It's almost like she gets halfway done and then it turns into something else. I have no idea what is and isn't trash, but the flies sure do. They'll find a rotting piece of meat and lay their eggs, and come down the keep will be riddled with maggots inching their way across the floor. Son of a mud crab, are you joking? A little dirt never hurt anyone? Tell that to everyone who died in the Crimson Plague. All it takes is one rat in a crowded area to infect an entire city. One little spore flying up your nose. That's the really frightening part. Ingun Blackbriar told me we eat and breathe poisons every day. Same things that give us life could kill us. By Izmir's beard, that's the scariest sodding thing I've ever heard. If what she says is true, then every meal, every breath is like gambling with your life. I wish I could cook all my food in a stew of cure disease potions, but I can't afford the ingredients. Okay, just be quick. I think my nose is starting to run, and I'd rather not wipe it on my hands. Stay clean.
If it's a need, talk to Kirava in the Bee and Bob. She'll set you right.
My title is just a formality. I've always been in charge around here.
Seeing as how Riften is home to the Thieves Guild, maybe we can work something out if you have trouble with the law, for the right price.
Dirge told me you made it into the guild. You need dirt on anything, you talk to me.
I'm sorry, but until you own a home with a room for your children, I can't allow you to adopt anyone.
Stop! What was that? Get him! Kill him!
Someone do
Yeah!
something.
Oh, no!
You dirty.
Please. Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that so bad?
What do you want?
Lost? It's a
I asked
fine
Helga's
day with
niece
you
for a
around.
refill, but I think she forgot. Titus was harassing her again last night.
Oh, what happened?
Gods! Another fight!
Oh, what
I'm
happened?
The Blackbriar Meadery. I'll be back there in the morning.
Hey, Greenskin, close your mouth.
It is
Some
our
of us are
most
trying to
favorite
eat over
company.
here.
There's
Can't
no
you bother
need
me
to
at
be
my armor
rude,
stand in the
Grelka.
market?
If you
Or are
don't
you
care
that
for
desperate for
Argonians,
training?
Then perhaps you should
Come
take
back when you're
residence
ready to spend
somewhere
more
else.
gold. Or perhaps you should crawl back into whatever swamp you came
Oh,
from.
hello there. How are you?
You're not going to goad me into a fight, so I'll get kicked out, Grelka. Eat your food and leave me at peace.
You seem excited. Tell ᵯᴑᴆ I'll have whatever you're having. Maybe it'll help me forget how many leaks I picked for Advil today.
Hey, ᵯᴑᴆ.
In any case, is there anything I can help you with?
Perhaps I could show you what a real dark elf can do to you.
Well, that's something that doesn't happen every day. You want to ask me questions?
So
I'm
my
just a
reputation
farmhand.
as a lover
On the
precedes
list
me.
of important folks in this town, I'm about as low in common as a borrowed robe.
Finger on me, or I'll
So
cut off
I don't know who you think I am, stranger, but I'm not at all interesting. You, on the other hand, I bet you've gone on all sorts of adventures.
Well, so sad.
Don't worry about it, ᵯᴑᴆ. It's my problem. No need for you to get involved.
So
Look, if you're in some sort of
you slay
trouble,
dragons?
I could talk to
If
Helga.
I ever did something like that, the people of Riften wouldn't hear the end of it. I'd change my name to Paragon the Dragon Slayer or something. And I'd have Advil fetch my boots. I wouldn't be asking him questions about his life, that's for sure. So I'm not sure why you want to talk to me. Alright, then ask your questions, and I'll try my best to impart what little wisdom I have. Although I'd still rather talk about you. You sound like Valander. He never stops with the Green Pact and all this other religious nonsense. So I can't pick a cabbage from the garden, but if a Nord picks that same cabbage and sells it to me to eat, it's okay. The whole concept seems a little silly to me. If you're not going to eat vegetables, that's one thing, but don't look down on me for harvesting crops when there's plenty of green on your plate. No, but I don't mind. Helga's bunkhouse isn't too expensive, the beds are cozy enough, and Nuluva is easy on the eyes. I know Southern thinks all of Mundus revolves around Helga, and ᵯᴑᴆ has her share of suitors, but I don't know. Neither of them strike my fancy. At least, not the way Nuluva does. To be honest, I love everything about the bunkhouse, except maybe Valander. Well, nobody's perfect. Well, besides Maven Blackbriar.
Has that skooma-addled idiot Nuluva paid her rent yet, or does she have more excuses?
She said she'll have it soon.
Good.
She still
The
has
climate
jobs
here in
to leave
Riften is
now,
ideal
so
for
she'll
the
be
crops
able
we
to
grow.
pay us.
Why
The
do you
soil
insist
is
on
warm,
defending
but
that?
not too warm
All
where
she
the
does
tubers
is
refer to
remind us
leaves.
on that dark
In
hall
some places, the ground is so hard you need a
Just be
shovel to
patient,
harvest
Anne.
things.
She'll have it, I promise.
Here you can pull out the leeks by the stems. The potatoes require a little bit more care, so as not to damage them. You have to sort of ease the stalk out of the ground, and then claw around the dirt. It's still pretty easy compared to the farm work up north. I've got a bad back though, and I have to spend half my earnings over at Elgrim's Elixirs. And the rest I spend on food, shelter, and maybe the occasional bottle of mead. I've got no complaints though. If I had money, I'm not sure what to spend it on.
Aunt Helga, why
I don't know about honorable.
demean yourself
At
with
least
these
I don't
people
work the
who
fields
barely
out of some
know?
sense of duty or
They show
for
no
someone
real
else's
love for you.
admiration.
It's only
I
a
do
bit
it
of
so I
fun.
won't go hungry.
You're a lovely
Sometimes
young
it happens
thing.
anyway.
You should try it sometime.
No, I'm saving myself for someone
Of course,
special.
Merryfair Farm
Someone who
can't
loves
afford
me
to hire
dearly.
another hand, while the
You
snow
mean
shots have
Sibby?
enough to pay a dozen farmers and a score of guards.
All he wants to do is beg you
Only
and be
the
done
snow
with it.
shots only
You may
hire
as
up
well
the
get
north.
it over with and
True
let
sons of Skyrim, basically.
You're wrong. Sibby
And maybe
and I
things
are
might be
love.
different under
You're
Asgeir,
just
but I
jealous.
don't have my fingers crossed. He's pretty much a mirror of his father. They'd never hire me, even though I'm pretty sure they need me. A lot of travelers come by and help out, but ever since Hagravi left about 5 years ago, there hasn't been another steady farmhand since. Volwolf will never admit it though. I've always said when they bury him, they're going to need 3 coffins. One for him, one for his bride, and one for that cauldron he calls a belly. Now, he's not a bad person or anything. It's just the way he's always going on about Valenwood. It makes me feel like such an outsider. I may be Bosmer by blood, but I was born and raised here, and someday I'll die here too. I shouldn't have to be ashamed of that. I've told Velnander many times that I've never been outside of Skyrim, but he'll still ask me what my favorite memories of our homeland are. Whenever I mention how beautiful the Fall Forest is, he'll tell me how the leaves in Sylvanar turn with twice the color. Or he and Ungrian will share stories about the way the cities rumble under your feet, or how a crop of new aromas bloom with each spring. And none of it means anything to me. When I sit at that table, I can't help but feel excluded, as if I have to apologize for who I am. I know, I don't mean to say he doesn't like me. It's much, much worse. He pities me. You sound like Val. So, the whole, if you're not going to eat vegetables, that's one thing, but don't look... I have. For a long time, that was all I thought about. And it wasn't just to shut Valander up. I really wanted to know about my heritage, my home. So, every day, I'd skip a meal or pick a few more potatoes, and eventually saved enough to make the trip. I had everything packed. All that was left was to say goodbye. I thanked Advil and Leonara for having me, and all my friends at the bunkhouse. On my way to Solitude, I made a stop in Morthal. That's where I met this tavern maid. She was the perfect embodiment of a Nord woman. Tall, pretty, and fair of skin. Only there was something strange about the way she spoke. She called skeevers cave rats, Fulmer goblins, and constantly complained about the cold. I was more of a North than she was. And that's when I realized I didn't need to travel halfway across Tamriel to find my home. I was already here. Sure, for starters, what's your favorite thing to eat in Skyrim? You've got a sweet tooth then. That's not very healthy. But I suppose most people nowadays just eat what they want and drink a potion afterward. If you can afford it, who am I to judge? No, I got more. I think. Okay, how about this? What do you think is the most fearsome beast in Skyrim? Alright, some farmers will tell you a swarm of locusts is scarier than any dragon. But I don't know. Locusts don't breathe fire. Nah, that's it. I guess I can't even ask interesting questions. Until next time.
Oh, it's you. Come to extort more from me? If you're looking for a bed, this is the wrong place.
Hey, don't look at me that way. Who are you to judge me?
Helga, how many times do I have to tell you not to wake me? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. Still, it's a little rude to rustle someone out of bed for no reason. Ah, what's done is done. Besides, it's not like you knew you were interrupting. I value my sleep more than anyone. It's because of my dreams, you see. They're incredibly vivid, and the worst thing anyone can do is interrupt them halfway. Oh, gods, I can't imagine anything worse than that. Although I do have trouble staying asleep, as you have so aptly demonstrated. It's not just random travelers, though. It's the arguments downstairs, the snoring upstairs, and whatever's going on in Helga's room. Unfortunately, yes. I tried sticking some cotton in my ears, but it's so uncomfortable it makes it harder to sleep. I think I might just head over to Iverstead. It'll be harder financially, but I've got a little saved up. Can I help you? Yes?
When I passed by Journeyman's Nook, I met a college wizard who was trying to brew a more potent ale. Ha! If that's what they teach at the college, I should have become a mage.
Is that fur coming out of your ears?
What happened?
Ah, a fellow traveler. Have you come to Iverstead to climb the 10,000 steps? Are you the one the Greybeards called? It must be quite an honor, so I've heard. I don't know much about the world outside Riften. 10 long years, pilgrim. I left the city to deliver a letter, of all things, and I got a little lost along the way. Somehow, I don't think poor Agnes is going to make it to the wedding. Actually, I hope to make this my final detour. I've been told the city is just a stone's throw to the east. Of course, I've never had the best aim. Simple. I grew up in an orphanage. Never got what you would call a traditional education. Yes and no. I don't begrudge the place, but it did leave me a little green around the gills. You must not have met Greylod the Kind. Now that is a hag. Although really, I mean that as a compliment. This may sound odd, but I like Greylod. A tough love made me into the man I am today. Oh, I've no doubt about that. You have to remember that these are children, and children take to discipline poorly. When I was little, there were many times I wanted to do Greylod harm. I even tried to bribe a guard into killing her by offering one of the orphan girls as payment. In the end, I am thankful the god didn't turn me in right then. How foolish a child I was to think I could convince an adult to commit murder. Ha! You are either a very funny person, or a very disturbed one. I dare not ask which. Either way, I have enjoyed our talk. May you craft your own stories as you continue your travels.
Yes?
If there are 500 steps to each marker, then maybe... this is pointless. Taraki cannot rely on shortcuts.
Can I help you? That obvious, huh? I haven't slept in weeks. Or at least I'm trying my best not to. Remember how I told you how my dreams were incredibly vivid? Well, that's a good thing most of the time, but not lately. It's the same one over and over again. I'm in some dwarven ruin, on a table, and it's too gruesome to describe. All my life I've taken joy from my dreams. If she means to give me an equal amount of pain, I won't survive the process. But there might be a way out. You'll think me mad, but I don't have any other choice.
I saw it again.
You see, back at the bunkhouse, I'd often share dreams with the other residents. It was like our dreams were connected somehow.
Told you to keep away from there.
I'm sorry. I was curious. I didn't believe the stories. I won't go over there ever again.
See that you don't. I promised to keep you safe, and I'm not going to break my word.
Oh no, not like that. Just next to each other. Usually the person I slept next to in the bunkhouse is more likely to show up in my dream. But we should find somewhere less crowded, just in case. Meet me at the abandoned shack across the river.
A fine day to you, friend. May you die with a sword in your hand. A pleasant journey, my lord.
Alright, here we are. You take the bedroll on the left. Hopefully this will work. If not, I don't think I can ever sleep again.
There are times I don't...
Curse these blasted farmer. Lucky you arrived when you did. How did you arrive anyhow? Well, no matter. There's a princess that needs to be saved. The one that's been kidnapped by the farmer. And not just any princess. Her beauty is known to be unmatched in the 9 provinces. It is our duty as heroes to vanquish these foul beasts and return her to safety. That is the name we give these pale goblins. They were once mere, but now to the depths of madness do they fall. I wish it were so, hero, but as you can clearly see, there are no bottles of mead to be had here, and the only beard that's graying is on my chin. We kill every single one of these wicked farmer, and pray to the divines the princess has kept her chastity. Falmer are the most hideous creatures known to man. If you must, watch their feet, lest they shock you with their countenance. Hurry to the atrium, where they will have taken her. I have a confession to make. The princess happens my bride to be. We must save her. Princess, are you alright? Huh? Where am I? Oh, no, it's happening again. Get away from me. What are you saying, Princess? Don't you recognize your hero? The man you love? You sick fiend, I want nothing to do with you. Lurkin's blood, it's you. I can't believe it worked. Kill this monster. Kill him, and I'll never have to see this nightmare again. I've seen this before, I'm afraid. Torture victims so far gone that they side with the beasts that torture them. But I will not let them win. I will nurse this girl's mind back to health, so that it is once more as beautiful as her complexion. As for you, I thank you. I don't know if I would have been able to save my little buttercup if not for your aid. What do you mean? So what? Maybe it's some strange form or writing or a cipher of some kind. Although this looks perfectly legible to me. And yet can't make sense of what it's saying. It's telling me to trust you, but you're the one saying it's nonsense. This is a lot to digest, but I admit there is something about my princess that does seem a little too familiar. My head is throbbing. It's working. Quick, while he's distracted. Pull the lever. Curses, I'll do it myself. Try, you sodding creep. By the divines, you did it. I'm free. Disturbing doesn't even begin to describe it. To be trapped in this body, well, you saw it. It was about to get much worse. I don't know. I've never been able to escape this room, so this is all new territory for me. Search the body. Maybe there's a key on it. I don't know. Time doesn't really make sense here. Days can fit into seconds. Seconds can fill up hours. So there's no telling how long we'll be in here. But I think if we stay on this path, we can force our minds out of this dream. Does Markarth count? I don't know. Is there supposed to be a lesson in this? Because I'm too terrified to think. If that's what the divines are trying to tell me, then message received. If I never see my face again, it'll be too soon. But yeah, I get what you're saying. If you spend so much time with yourself, it's hard to picture anyone else. It looks like we're in a longhouse, but... ᵯᴑᴆ? Is that you? What are you doing here?
How should I know, Amicus? It's your dream.
Well, I guess you have a point. In any case, I'm just glad to see an unfamiliar face.
Not just any face, Amicus. The face of your Jarl. Nice hat, by the way.
Thanks. You wouldn't know the way out of here, would you?
I do. But getting out won't be easy.
Wonderful.
What? Did you think you could just clap your hands and wake up? Not in my domain. Especially given my entire existence is dependent on you staying asleep.
All right. What is it you need?
I'm glad you asked. I need you to fetch an item of great importance. One that could very well save the entire kingdom. But, more importantly, my marriage. Helga is a very needy woman. I need you to retrieve for me one statue of Dibella.
You mean like the one on the table over there?
Yes. In fact, precisely the one over there.
Okay. Sounds pretty clear. Fetch the statue, return the statue. Piece of cake. Not the one in Riften, but yeah, it looks like a Jarl's keep. Don't know where the memory comes from, and I don't see any banners. Now, before you say it, I'm not some long-lost royal bastard. I probably just snuck in some longhouse and stole a peek, among other things. Look, I once dreamed I was a cow living on a moon made of cheese. Does that mean my mother was a steak? Dreams don't have to mean anything.
Is there something I can do for you? Yes? What do you need, handsome?
Congratulations. It seems you have succeeded in performing this mundane and extremely tedious task.
Is
But
there
now,
something
I will
I can
ask
do for
you to do something far more harrowing. Before, you may recall that I asked you to fetch me one statue of Dibella. Somehow, you managed to survive. But now, I ask you to be twice the hero you were before. For I need 2 statues of Dibella, and I need them now.
This is ridiculous.
Actually, Amicus, since I'm the Jarl, technically nothing I say can ever be ridiculed. Otherwise, people lose their toes and other body parts. Besides, I'm only playing the role you gave me. After all.
I know. It's my dream. Come on, let's go fetch these statues.
Your persistence is remarkable. Not only have you successfully retrieved 2 statues of Dibella, but you have done so while maintaining your sanity. Bravo. But what I ask next may wilt even the hardiest of minds. Not all of you will survive this task, but those that will shall carve their name into the sky for all eternity.
Just get on with it.
Very well. What I ask is a feat never attempted in the history of mortals. I ask you to fetch not one, not two, but 3 statues of Dibella. Can you do it? Excellent. Go forth, gather the statues, and bathe yourself in glory. You've done it! Glorious! Now surely Helga will allow me to consummate this marriage.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, right, but where am I going to find a trout at this hour?
No, I mean letting us out.
You can leave whenever you wish. The sooner the better. I get performance anxiety when I know people are listening. You can take the door on the left or the door on the right. Both present their own unique challenges.
It isn't more fetching, is it?
No, you've proven more than adequate at that. No, to escape this place, you will have to overcome one of 2 challenges. Behind the door on the right, you will find 20 Skiva-sized centurions. Behind the door on the left, 1 centurion-sized Skiva. Make your choice, and you'll find your exit.
Hold on, I can't fight dressed like this.
By the Divines, Amicus, do I have to do everything for you? You're worse than Paragorn. Here.
Now this will work. I feel like a member of the guild. And you don't care that you're going to die when I wake up?
Not in the least. If Helga's bosom is the last thing I ever see, then I consider myself a lucky elf.
Alright, he said the door on his right, not ours, is filled with tiny centurions, and the other is filled with one big rat. I'll let you decide which one we take. Impressive display. Oh, you jest. That was hardly worth mentioning. Lies, clown. You tell nothing but lies. Now that is simply not true. Oh, it's this dream again. One of those doors is the way out, and each jester has a key. You can ask them which door is the right one, but there's a catch. One of them always tells the truth, and the other one tells nothing but lies. I'm pretty bad with puzzles, so you should take this one. Remember, you only get 1 question and 1 key. Don't let Amicus confuse you. He isn't the brightest candle in the temple.
That's easy, it's purple. Yes? Don't let Amicus confuse you. He isn't the brightest candle in the temple. Here you are. You've made the right choice. Trust me, I would never lie.
I wanted to be a jester ever since I was a kid. Never really had a knack for the humor, but the tumbling and sleight of hand really helps in my current profession. I just woke up. But I don't know how long that will take. It might take days, it might take years. I've thought about this, and the trick is to phrase the question so they both answer the same way. But I can't seem to grasp how to do that.
Don't let Amicus confuse you. He isn't the brightest candle in the temple.
By the Alakir, I think we did it. Sleep in this bed, and I guarantee we'll wake up in Ivarstead. Where am I? Dream? I don't remember having a dream. No, which is really strange. That's never happened to me before. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I had a dream. I just can't recall what it was. But my life isn't exactly the stuff of Jarls and kings. I'd probably die of boredom if I didn't have some sort of escape. I suppose I should give you some kind of reward for your trouble. Here, this is an amulet swiped off a jeweler. It should fetch a decent profit. Can I help you?
Neat.
Sovngarde or not, Code Lag will always be with you. That's what it means to be a company. That's
What do you need?